Okay, hello, 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 friends, family, and do I have family out here? Oh yeah, I do. I I have to think about it for a minute because I don't have a lot of my family engaging on my post, and so like 1 minute I'm like, wait, family. But hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully, you are having a great day and welcome. If you're popping in and joining me live for the first time, welcome. You probably have seen me like doing live on Wednesday, doing live coffee talk, but rarely do I like just pop in here and just having a talk. So, welcome. Today, I'm just gonna have a really casual talk with you because there's been a couple of projects I'm working on, and I just can't wait to share with you. But before we begin, if you don't know who I am, I'm Michelle Quay. I'm a visibility confidence coach, and I am also a content marketing strategist. And so a lot of my work involves in creating content and also helping women coaches to start their business with the content marketing. Because I think that's one of the area where I was struggling with is actually knowing where do I begin. And I remember back then I was sharing a lot of posts, but like none of my posts was getting a lot of engagement, and none of posts was being liked or commented on. And so that's one of the things that I was struggling with when I first came out from the coaching program, like trying to figure out how to get my word out, how to actually get people interested and wanting to have conversation with you. And then so um, over the years, have learned this system, this method, and this really a strategy where you can apply and repeat the process over time, and then you can apply to a lot of different varieties. So I started to be very passionate about it, and I cannot stop talking about it. I was just talking to someone else yesterday on the phone, and one of the biggest struggle that I see a lot of coaches and business owners are struggling with is that they don't know how to market themselves. I'm sorry, I don't mean it in a very condescending way, but like they don't know how to market themselves. Like, come on, people, like yeah, sit down, grab coffee, let's have a chat. So the conversation started because someone else tagged me onto a post, and this is a post about an event that they're having, right? And so I got onto the phone and I was talking to this person, and I said, "Listen, look," and the whole purpose behind that call was like, "Hey, Michelle, can you help me promote this event just by sharing with your network?" Now, in the past, you probably see a lot of posts that people are marketing by tagging people one person to another, or and hey, I'm going to tag you for this post because I'm having an event that's coming up, and here it is. Like your event is like next day or 2 weeks later, and you want me to help you promote. Like, where does that come from? So there's actually a very strategic and proven way of how you can market your business and how you can get people really super excited about anything that you have to offer. So I kind of figured I wanted to use this time and space to just answer some of the most common questions that people may have, especially when it comes to how do I market my business, particularly, because the population I'm serving is women coaches. So how do you actually market your coaching business so that it's actually very effective? All right. So before I begin and before I tell you more about, what these common questions that people may have, I just wanted to share something really excited about what's happening within the next 2 weeks. And you probably have seen my post just 2 days ago about the Brave Your Brand Challenge course. And so, yes, this is something that came to me about 2 years ago, and I'm really super passionate about it. And I actually had coaches who have worked with me during that process and during that challenge. And so this is like kind of like my baby, like you're producing something like so dear and so um, passionate about, and you're putting out into the world, and you keep working on it and keep refining it and you keep perfecting it. And so I'm offering you again. This is a summer class, and the class will start on May 30th. We're going to get started, and right now the enrollment is open. So if you're interested, let me know. I'm going to share a link later on. But that's what this video is about. so passionate about this content marketing that I can't wait to actually just put them all inside a box and give it and ship it to you. So I'm going to share more about what's coming up in the Bigger Bread Challenge. But right now, I know there's a lot of questions that I've been getting throughout this whole entire week, and also started from last week when I started to talk about this challenge course. And there's a couple of questions that I felt like people would really wanted to know and they would benefit from is that how do you and by the way, if you're watching this live, drop me a hi, and let me know where you're watching this from, because I'm actually streaming in different platforms. So you're gonna see me on LinkedIn, you're gonna see me on Facebook, and you're also gonna see me on YouTube. So just go ahead and let me know where you're watching this from, which platform you're on, and just say hello. I love to hear from you. All right. Um, so a couple of questions I have received after I made the announcement of the challenge, offering the challenge again. Like question like how do you find people to book a discovery call? Like this is something that I was struggling with when I first came out of the coaching program, and I remember I put on my own website. I had a beautiful one-page website, and on the website I had a call button, like book a call, right? You schedule a discovery call with me. And it's right there in the center. Like you can't miss it. You can't possibly miss it. But what I noticed was that I didn't have a lot of people jumping on that call, and I didn't have a lot of people actually wanting to book a call with me. And that was really discouraging. I'm like, dude, you come to my website and you're not clicking the call, clicking the book the call. What's up with that? And then I noticed as the time progressed, I noticed there's another issue that actually came up. And the issue was that when people are booking a call, they're not very committed. They're not very enthusiastic about what I had to offer. And years ago, I was still doing like life coaching and mindset coaching, right? So my focus was working with negative self-talkers. And then so when I do get these calls or when I do get these bookings, I get people who are very flaky. And they're so flaky that they would take a spot on my calendar, but they would not show up on my call. So I'm spending a lot of time like trying to move my schedule around and giving them a spot, giving them an opportunity, but then I don't find them feeling committed to the call. So to answer that question about how do you find people for your discovery call, number one is actually the most effective way is that I found is even to get people remotely signing up your discovery call or anything that you have to offer is that you really have to build that system up, right? So if you don't know what they are struggling with, or what problem you're trying to help them to solve, then you can't use a message or you can't create anything that's meaningful for them that will spark their interest of wanting to book that call. So you'll keep noticing that no one booked a call or like just random hit or miss, right? So you want to make sure that whatever that you're putting out there, the message that you're creating is actually addressing the need. What is it that you're helping them with? And this is like people will say, Michelle, I don't believe in problem. I don't think people have a problem. Well, that's what you think now. Did you think that like 10 years ago or 5 years ago? No, you think the whole world is coming down and you think that the whole world is really chaotic and you have a problem, right? So whether you call it a problem right now or not, it was a problem. So to get your terminology right. So it was something very small, and I didn't understand that I need to create content, I need to create messages, I need to actually walk people through that journey to get them to see the value of wanting that call and how I can be the go-to person for them. So that's really important, and that's really the number one issues or struggle that a lot of people are having. How do you find people to get onto your discovery call? Well, what is it that you're helping them with? What is the problem you're solving? And you want to talk about that problem, right? So you want to talk about why should people feel so excited about your event before you even tag them or before you even offer to them. And so yeah, that was one of the questions and one of the struggles that I was having that book a call button, but no one is booking. All right. So the second question that I get a lot is like, Michelle, I have this great program, I have this great event. How do I promote it? How do I get people to sign up? And so I don't know if you heard, but like this is a story that I shared a couple of times now. I was collaborating with one of the yoga instructors, and we held a local event. So together we put up this event, beautiful, right? It was a moonlight at the courtyard, and we actually have this venue. You know, it was a free venue that we were able to get hold of, and so we put up this beautiful um, moonlight yoga under moonlight in the courtyard. And I was gonna do the mindset coaching, and my the person I collaborated, she was gonna do the yoga instruction. Perfect event, like perfect planning throughout, right? And but when it comes to promotion, I print out beautiful flyer. I actually have flyers up, and I had like you know beautiful words, contents, and copies all written all over, and it was printed. So it cost me money to actually print out these flyers to post it everywhere in the neighborhood. And this is back in the old days where I wasn't doing a lot of remote work, right? So I posted everywhere in my spread it out around my networking. I remember going to a networking event, and I remember having like copies of flyer, and I left on the table for people to pick up. What a waste of money! so, so yeah, it was a waste of money, and I'll tell you why. Because number one, people knew nothing about me. I didn't exist in their world. Like people have no idea who I was. People have no clue of what makes me the expert, and people like have never heard of doing a lot of mindset coaching and life coaching. People want business coaching, and that was it. So like people had no clue what life coaching was and mindset coaching was. And so when I spent all that money and printing out flyers and left it on the table, no one took a copy. Now, what is the worst thing was? The worst thing was I even forgot. Okay, this is why you need a second pair of eyes. So if you have a friend or family or get somebody to look at your flyer for you, because for me, as a newbie coach, I came out. I was so excited about the event, and I forgot that I need to put a time and date, also a location for the event. So no one showed up. So not only did I waste my time, I wasted my money, and I wasted all that energy of putting this event together, and nobody signed up. Now, that translates into the internet marketing space, right? Because you can spend a lot of time and energy, and you're so excited to putting up this event, and you're making an announcement, and you're sitting there and waiting for people to jump into your webinar. And guess what? Nobody. Why? Why nobody? Because your program, your webinar is going to be providing so much value, but if people don't know you, they don't care. So, so a lot of what I have learned in content marketing is about how do you walk a stranger, being a stranger who just stumble upon your website, who just stumble upon your social media. How do you walk them through a journey so that they become aware of who you are? Why should I trust you? Why do I need to believe you? To ultimately, how do I sign up with you? And it's a whole process, and it doesn't happen just by tagging someone. So if you are a woman coach, if you are a woman business owner, if you are still tagging someone about the event that's coming up, think about it. How effective is it to do that? Chances not, it's not, right? People will easily go just ignore it because people don't know you. How should I trust you if I don't know you? All right. So this actually, to answer this question, I went off something. I'm a very verbal person. So, so how do you address this? How can you promote your event or your program so that people will sign up? Very easily. It does take some planning and strategic work behind it. So first of all, you have to decide how big is your event, right? If you were talking about like big event like expo or something that's a summit, then you have to plan it out way ahead of time, okay, before you even think about asking your friends to share this event. So how big is your event? The bigger the event, you definitely need more time to plan this out and in order to fill up your seat. If it's a smaller event, let's say it's a workshop or it's a webinar, then perhaps anywhere between 10 to 15, 10 days to 15 or 14 days before the actual event that happened. That would be your time period, right? And then if you want to take it a little further, you probably need a good 30 days before you have the webinar to like really build up and warm up to your audience. And even more importantly, you have to know who your audience is. And this is where I was struggling. I didn't know where to find my audience. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to communicate with them. So everything I put out was very vague. It was ambiguous. It didn't really go to a point. And people don't know what I do or who I'm helping. So it was a big challenge. It was a big struggle. And then so I came across this method, the content marketing, and I've started to like getting really, really interested in learning it because given that I have no marketing background, I'm like, I need to figure this out. And as a solopreneur, you probably don't have a team or you don't have people to help you in terms of your marketing strategy. So how do you actually create that marketing plans as a solopreneur, as a newbie, and how do you get it started? So I started to learn all these. So I am, just a disclaimer, I am not a content marketing magician, right? All these things I learned it from other people who have done it before. They use the same strategy, it's working, and I've seen my students, they applied it, it works. And so it's a method that you can apply to different situations and it will just work over and over and over. And so that was the reason why I got so excited because I like totally went back to my original Brave Your Brand challenge and I refined it, made it better. And with all the feedbacks I took from my previous students, I wanted to make sure that I do it better. And then so I was thinking so like really long and hard about how I can make this even more amazing offer. So I decided number one is I'm going to throw in one, not two, not three. Well, actually, not one, not two, but three pretty amazing over the top offers, bonuses that I'm going to include inside the Brave Your Brand challenge. So that first offer, in case you're wondering, is that so I came across this amazing note-taking app. It's called Notion. Like it's one of my favorite project management tools, and I've been using it to manage all my projects, all my tasks, and all my speaking engagement, as well as my podcast and blog. It's basically like a coach's second brain. Yeah. So it's Coach's second brain, and I love it. And what I'm going to do is, as one of the bonus, I'm going to add it into the Brave Your Brand course. And I need to drink some water because I'm feeling cough. So I'm going to add it into the bonus as a bonus. And I'm going to give you a tutorial on how you can build using Notion to build your own Coach's second brain. And the beauty about this note-taking app is that I actually use it to write down my clients' session notes. So I keep all my session notes on Notion, and I can share this with my client once the session is done. And everything is just organized in one place. And I know a lot of my newbie coaches, what you're struggling with is having to juggle between one job to another, and so the time is really valuable. So you may be, having a full-time position and you need to go somewhere else, and then you come back home, you still have to work on your business. So having that organization in your life is super important. And I know it's a fact for me too, right? Because I have two jobs. All right. So the first bonus is I'm going to give you a tutorial on how you can build that Notion app. And of course, I'm going to offer to give you my template so that you can just download and copy and duplicate. I talk too much today. All right. So the second, ready, drum roll. Drum roll. The second bonus I'm going to have is actually I am going to help you create that one page. This is something that I am so good at. I remember when I first put it on my website, I did it all by myself. It was on my WordPress, and it was very generic, very basic. Right? I just had my photo, a link to call me, and it was very basic. So my second bonus over the top is I'm going to help you to create that one-page website on Squarespace. Squarespace is kind of like my go-to. That's where my website is. So I'm pretty familiar with the dashboard and where things go. So I'm going to walk you through how you can create a one-page website. I'm not a web designer, so I can't help you elaborate on like how much that's going to be. But I can tell you that a simple generic website is probably going to cost you anywhere between $200 to $250, right? Even if you download a template, that's going to cost you about $250. So I'm going to walk you through some of the basics so that you can create your first website. All right. And then the third, I told you there's three bonuses, right? so the third bonus is that I forgot my third bonus. What is my third bonus? See, I was throwing all this in together for you earlier this morning. I'm like, oh, I need to include that. Oh my gosh, that would be wonderful. So the third bonus that you're going to get is you didn't see this part. Oh, here we go. So the third bonus I'm going to give in that package is that you're going to get a tutorial on how you can be the superstar and getting invites for all these podcasts. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the tips and strategy on how you can become the frequent flyers for all these podcasts in high demand. So there's a couple of things that you're going to need in order to get booking and be a good guest on podcasts so that you keep getting those referrals. So that is your three bonuses. Now, if you add all the bonuses together, right, that's going to probably you're looking at about $629. So I'm actually offering the whole Breaker Brand Challenge, including the three bonuses, for a total of $497 as one payment. Or if you decided to choose a two easy payment, it's going to be $298. So I'm going to drop the link in the comment down below so that you can go check it out. And the one is open right now, and that's the project that I've been working on for the last 60 days. I've been working on this for quite some time because since my last one, I keep refining it and making it better. And again, you can find a lot of this information probably else out there, and you can grab pieces of them and put it together yourself. But one of the things that I often like to look at is, yes, you can get a lot of freebies, you can get a lot of tips and strategy and here and there, and you can go home and start putting all these pieces together by getting all these freebies. But at the end of the day, how much time do you have to put these pieces together and figure out yourself? Probably not, right? Because I remember when I was just starting out, I would like to get going. I would like my business, if not today, then yesterday. It should have happened yesterday. So I want to make sure that everything that I do is not going to be a waste of time. So when I realized that, I started to actually take more classes, and that would actually be helpful. And so I'm not getting pieces of just the free information and trying to figure out, oh, that piece worked, oh, that piece didn't work. And that really wasted a lot of my time. So just thought you might want to know that because your time is valuable. And this is your business. So okay, so that was my pop-up project that I've been working on, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link for you so that you can go check it out. And if this is you, if you're ready to really start your coaching business today, then I would encourage you to just click on that button and you can start setting up. That's it. Bye now.